in. Map number 2 going to go here. It's Ancient between Complexity and Team Liquid, and that should work out pretty dang well for Liquid. Complexity may be feeling a bit of the heat as they've had some troubles on this map of late, and they need to win here to stay alive.
Yeah, and very recently, in fact, yesterday, Mike, losing to Godsent 11-16 on Ancient. Grim popped off for 24, but it just wasn't enough. Their T side was actually more impressive than their CT side. Let's hope, at least for this, that that's not the case again here, as JT is going to get one onto Shox with Nitro and EliGE strike back. Grim is hiding in the corner. The back side gets 2, but only 2 as OC trades him out and evens up the numbers once more.
Dude, Grim has been ridiculous this qualifier.
Yep.
Now it comes down to the 1v2 clutch. OC trying to make this happen. Floppy and Fang, his old companions. They've come here again. And there's the engagement. There's the encounter. Not hitting his initial shots. He's got to go for it. They're going to start to stick just to try and bait him out, try and lure him out, leave it to Fang, but he's blind. And Floppy's just going to defuse right under his nose. Right. He gets away with it. Kit in hand, kit and all, and Floppy will get the last laugh as he takes the final frag as well. Complexity win the pistol.
Yeah, well done for Complexity. And yeah, their record here isn't exactly pretty. They got abused in Pro League on Ancient, and as a result, over their last 11 times playing it, their most played map over the last 3 months, only 3 wins, though, and 8 losses and a -8 round differential. Over on Liquid's side, they also have a losing record. 6 times they played it, 2 wins and 4 losses with a 0 round differential, but their competition has been insane. Navi, FaZe, Godsent, Moby Star Riders, Heroic, and Nip, and they actually beat Heroic and Godsent on the map. So I still favor Liquid here in this matchup. Got a lot of experience playing some very good Ancient teams here.
They certainly do. Shots. Person here. This is really not for it. Aimed towards the A site. Junior's still alive behind these boxes, but they certainly know he is. And well, they might just make those boxes Swiss cheese. Donut help cannot come to avail them. And this is interesting. They've slipped past into Catacombs. Oh, they could just leave. They could just go past. There's no way Cole reads this.
I think Junior's watching, though, right?
He is. But this is so weird. They're trying to figure out what's going on here, right? And this playing towards mid, this could get caught. If Naf goes down, that kind of tip off perhaps what could be happening here. And he's so low. So as soon as they figure out where the players are, advantage is back over. Haha, that got shaky. Gave him a chance to pop off a shot, but now they're flowing back in towards the site. Here's the pinch. Junior's good for it. Looking the right way at the right time. Leaves everything onto Nitro. This round got so weird for a hot moment, but now it's going to be cleaned up and Complexity will cruise through. No bomb plant even means that really it's fine for Cole, even if that maybe looked a little weird.
A little weird there, and Liquid perhaps had an opportunity very briefly to catch Complexity off guard, but Junior watching CT was the key there, and of course JT's push, spotting out Naf, and getting that frag to make it only 2 players left standing for Liquid makes things a lot simpler. So 2-0 for Complexity, but we did expect them to come out with the win in that round, even though it was a force buy. They had the advantage in terms of firepower. Liquid now going to come back with pistols only. And I think you kind of alluded to it before, Mike. Sometimes in NA, it's the pistol rounds that are a little scarier. It's going to be 2 Tech-9s, the Deagle, and 2 Glocks on Liquid's side. But Fang's exposed here at EliGE with a drive-by headshot. Luckily for Fang, Grim is right there to save the day and calm things down, finding 2 frags and immediately falling back. He is very lit, down to 13 HP, so we have to be careful here. And JT comes to support as well, taking the rifle out of Naf's hands and leaving only Shox and Nitro stranded and alone here. They are very exposed. They don't have the bomb in their backs, but Nitro, another drive-by tech shot, but he will go down. Still, I can't believe the shots that they're hitting.
All right, Shox. 1v3. Deagle clutch.
All right.
Bomb down. No control.
Good position.
He's in the back lines. He's got the first for free. And the hardest shots to hit are the ones that take the longest time. The Deagle is the most exemplary gun of that, right? Where, like,
yep.
I feel like genuinely I'm more likely to hit a wild fleek Deagle shot than I am to hit a shot I have 10 seconds to line up.
Well, the thing is, and sometimes you don't get that perfect accuracy on the first shot, because I felt like his crosshair was lined up, but the bullet didn't go where his crosshair was. It's as simple as that. We gotta love that RNG. Anyway, 3-0. in favor of Complexity. Here come Liquid, though, with the rifle. They're trying to go for this aggressive mid-control, and it works. Naf finds the opener on the Fang, and then Naf, the flashbang comes through, and he takes care of Grim. That said, Floppy's going to creep on through Snake, and then gets taken down by OC. Liquid doing a great job taking that early control.
Yeah, that mid utility sequence was downright arousing. Just not even a chance. Not even a chance in this round for Complexity. Yeah, I mean, you could fault their positioning maybe, but you really can't fault their play.
No,
they just got whomped. That was beautifully done. JT, oh my goodness, JT might bring this back. Molotov, he's passed it, he's ticked it. So EliGE knows he's passed it. Now EliGE has the spot. Oh, JT almost pulls that off somehow, some way. But as it is, that's going to be Liquid on the board, and that was just chef's kiss flash sequence. The two players donut were just, they were screwed as soon as those flashes got pulled. And then Liquid immediately has the read to expect the window peek as well. Just every step of that was choreographed and executed. Beautiful.
A little expensive at the end, thanks to JT, but nothing to worry about too much on the Liquid side because Complexity are going to be on an eco round here. Molotov going to get tossed in immediately by Liquid. They might go for a quick B pop or at least a peek here because you have Shocks already pushed up all the way to the tippy top of that ramp. Complexity stacking up 2 players in Jaguar. They're hoping to catch Liquid off guard here with this type of positioning, but no one's really going to pass by just yet. There is going to be one. It's going to be Shocks, I believe, and he ends up getting one. OC gets another, and EliGE drops Floppy. So 4v2, nothing too much to worry about here, and the round's already over.
That's a pretty dang good one for old Team Liquid. Get these T rounds early. Get it going. Now the guns have come out. And this is where we need to see something from Complexity, because it has been the CT side that's been a little suspect for them, right? Normally you're expecting it to be very much locked down. That's shifted. That's certainly shifted as teams have become more familiar with Ancient, figured out those cheeky util sequences. But still going to need to see them get activated. Junior with the up, obviously a focal point. Feels like we're always harping on him a little bit when this team's playing. But we'll harp on him a little bit more. JT playing a bit of a solo.
I can't. Sorry.
Go ahead, John. Seems like
I
we
just
got a
said,
moment.
Junior's going to hit the shot on EliGE there, and I was going to say, I can't really blame you for kind of harping on Junior a little bit, particularly on Ancient, where he has struggled mightily in the past.
And it's also just, it is kind of the unfortunateness of the op roll.
Yes.
Where sometimes I almost feel like we're just building lazy narratives, but it's true. Most teams do kind of live or die with their opper, right? Like, if your opper's dominating, awesome. If they're not, you could still win, but it's certainly a lot tougher for the most expensive gun at the game. Still, that's a nice pickup for Junior to find. The lurker caught on out in towards mid. Now the pressure comes. And then also in this particular matchup, it's always going to be the narrative because, of course, you see him over here, Junior replacing him. It just makes it the obvious point. Naf obviously gets focal pointed in the face. And this one falls apart for Team Liquid. Bit of damage done again, but with 3 players surviving, it doesn't much matter. And Complexity are able to get themselves back on track.
Nicely done. And just a correction for you there, Mike. Technically, the M249 is the most expensive gun in the game, but I think what you meant is the most expensive gun in the game that's actually relevant at the competitive level.
when either Complexity or Liquid get a Deddy M249er, I will first of all buy all of their merch, and then second of all be very confused. I say the M249 is underused in current meta because no one uses it, and they just need to see my matchmaking strategy.
It's just so... I don't know about that, Mike, but it's just so easy to peek into an M249 and just pop them in the head with an AK or...
Yo, the first bullet accuracy on an M249 is ridiculous. You know what's even more ridiculous? Is just pushing into EliGE with the offer and beating him. Floppy tries to get even more aggressive outside of Cave, and that's not going to work out. But with Liquid now having this foothold in towards B main, this is interesting. Oh, another wrap. Oh, and with Grim going down, this could be bad. This could be bad. It's only the players on site, and they may not know that it's clear. His presence in Cave is going to be critical if they're going to have any impact. JT, can he get the spam lineup, or is the molly forcing him out of even that? No, he could get it.
He can get it.
Doesn't do it, but he could get it. He'll stick around. Keeping his position a secret until Nitro deletes him with a shot to the chin.
Yeah, Nitro could feel really comfortable going for that because he had a pincer coming in from Cave. So nicely done. Junior and Fang, the last two standing, and they might just opt to back off here. We'll have to wait and see. No, Fang's already on the site. He's going straight on in, trying to get the defuse. Nitro's got the lineup, spams on through, and then Shocks comes through to ensure that the diffuser can't do anything else. And Junior does manage to take down Shocks, but he's just trying to get away and almost doesn't as Nitro connects for a couple of shots. Now Junior hightails it out, and Nitro says, that's enough chasing. I'm just going to get away from this, not die to the bomb, and keep the AK in my hand. Still, Liquid come back, and they get a third.
They do. Junior with the panic wiggles there midair.
Yeah.
Kayak, kayak, kayak. I'm a canoe. And he canoe. No, I don't have anything there.
No, you got nothing, Mike.
I got nothing. I got nothing. I got halfway through. See, sometimes you just jump in, and you don't get out the other side. It happens, folks. It happens. Giving you a window on how the sausage is made in terms of banger statements. That's, the qualifier is always a good chance to try things out. We're always trying things out. Teams trying things out. We're trying things out.
Yeah.
Constant evolution, folks. That's what we crave here in Counter-Strike. Keep your games where crazy ability gets added every month. I'll stick with Old Faithful. Oh, Naf and EliGE with a couple big kills here have now just stumped. Flexing into this round. Bang! Does a ton of damage, but it's not enough, right? The MP9, you can't expect too much, but OC expects 2 frags, and he gets them.
Alrighty, well, the force buy there from Complexity yields absolutely nothing, and they are going to have to be on an eco here now. Good job by Liquid, and they've won 4 of the last 5 rounds here, and we saw their T side, be very effective on Ancient in the past, so I think this isn't too much of a surprise from them, and they've always competed very tightly against the teams, even when they've lost, right, against Movistar Riders, overtime, 16-19, and NIP, they lost in the full 30, 14-16, so they're very capable on this map. Let's see what they can do into this round up against what is pretty much nothing bought up by Complexity aside from the P250 in Fang's hands, and as a result, they're stacking up on this A site and hoping that it's the right call. EliGE walking in here. He doesn't realize that Fang is around the corner, and he panic sprays and decides to fall off of it. He does not want to go down without a trade at least coming through because he was alone there.
Quiet moment. Rare quiet moment.
Yeah.
Just wanted to let it breathe.
Like a fine wine.
Let it simmer. Seems like it's going to breathe a whole lot. Because nothing's going to happen in this round. Bomb plant's going to go in on B, and frankly, I'll be surprised if there's more than 2 kills total in this round. That's what I'm calling right now.
Yeah.
You a wine guy, John?
Not at all.
Right. Right. You do not imbibe.
My whole family is, and I am the black sheep in that regard.
Makes sense. Greek family, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, there are more than 2 kills, Mike.
Yeah, there's a lot more than 2 kills. I was wrong. I called my shot. My shot went wide. Just like most of Complexities in that round. No, they hit their shots. They just hit pistols.
Yeah, I mean, Fang got a kill. At least something, but it's not meaningful in the long run. Now they're going to have enough money to get the A1Ss, and a timeout going to be called. I believe this is a technical timeout, Mike.
My least favorite variety of timeouts. Let's go see if we know why. Time to peer into the bot. What does the bot say? Headset issue on Complexity. Got to get their heads in the game, perhaps, because right now, a lead for Liquid on the T side of Ancient, having not won your pistol round. That's pretty dire if you're a Complexity fan. Not an ideal situation, John.
No, not at all. I'm just happy to see, Mike, over the past quite a few matches that I've seen on Ancient, that the T sides have been better. And you kind of alluded to this earlier. In the current
Mhm.
meta, teams are getting used to playing there. They're getting their utility down pat, and they're able to kind of read the play a little better, especially on that A site where there's so many angles to cover. You just have to make sure you just throw your smokes. You have to have three at the very least to cover those angles, and then you move in a little more comfortably, right?
Yeah, and it also does feel like this is always how new maps are.
Yeah.
Every new map comes out CT sided because it's much easier to figure out. Okay, I put the Molotov here to eliminate the choke point, right? Like I feel like when teams when maps first hit, they're T sided because you could just rush things and no one knows the timings yet. But then once you've in the meta, it's frequently very CT sided. And then as teams figure out their utility sets, their chains, their sequences, then you start to see the shift back through. And that's what's really cool to see in the evolution of a new map. It's why I love new maps like Ancient being added into the pool. Is just to see that development over the course of a year and a half, right? Where we really start to see what can be squeezed out of a map. And if you'll recall, I don't know if you saw the new Molotov that Copenhagen Flames popped out on
Yeah.
Overpass. That map's
Yes.
been in the pool for 9 years.
That's
and a
crazy.
dope run boost molly to take deep monster control came out. And that kind of thing is sick.
I love that Molotov, by the way. It's not the easiest one to pull off, but man, oh man, just to see that, I was blown away too. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you just molly deep monster from CT? Sure.
I saw someone afterwards was talking about running it in a pug, and after it hit, literally two of their opponents insta-disconnected. Just saw that molly and said, nah, not about this, and disconnected. And I think that's I just think that's sick. I think it's I love the constant development and evolution of nades and mollies. Always be theory crafting, folks. Always be theory crafting if you're a team, because you might just find that one smoke, that one nade that completely changes the alchemy of a map. And there's so many tools to do it now, John, like nader and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's sick. It just, the game just keeps getting more complex the longer that it goes on. It's beautiful to see the continued development of the title, and just wonder about how it will progress as time goes on.
One thing I love as well is that, Valve is embracing it, removing the limitations of the skyboxes, right? On Dust 2 recently, they removed it. Well, I say recently, but it's been a while, but still on B site, they removed the limitations of the skybox there so that you can throw more utility in on the T side. And it just, I love it. I do love it. I wish there were just never any limitations at all so you could throw them as far as they could possibly go, right?
Yeah. It seems like we're maybe getting a little PC restart, so hopefully it's going to be resolved shortly as we discuss the ongoing evolution of this game. But I think it's cool as well, right? Obviously, we're on a map called Ancient, and that is perhaps poetic because CS at this point is kind of, the ancient game when it comes to the esports scene. And it just continues to evolve and develop and change and grow year after year, month to month. The meta shifts and moves, and it's just so cool to see.
I mean, I couldn't agree more. And having been there since almost the beginning, it's been great to see the game grow and thrive. And I mean, the fact that when you consider how old Counter-Strike is, over 20 years now that it's been out, right? So, and it's still growing, it's still getting bigger and more popular. That to me is just a testament to how solid the core gameplay is.
Don't mind the incredibly loud, no muffler car that's driving by my apartment, folks. Don't know if that's being picked up. Just gonna let that speak for itself. Oh, that's obnoxious.
It's all right, Mike.
I thought it had already passed me, and then it got louder. So anyway, here we go. Someone really needed some attention. And speaking of attention, maybe Complexity should be paying some towards the A site, because holy cow, Liquid, right in the precipice of rocking on in, and just now Junior will start to rotate back around to have some folks there. Fortunately for him, Liquid stall out in A main. They don't actually go around, obviously not knowing there's no one on site. They may have just missed their opportunity for a free and clear take. What can Junior do, though? He's very much alone. He has no support. He has no rotation. If he goes down, Complexity are saving. And he's tagged, but it hits so many bricks that it barely does any damage. And they are in. Complexity with an exchange in towards mid. A 4-on-4 here as the site is falling. The bomb might just be going down. Smoke towards Donut should allow for the plant. They don't want to try and deny this. Junior does a little bit, but there's the lineup, and Shocks denies everything. Grim brought low, but it's a 2-on-2. How has this turned around? How has this become a 2-on-2 here, John? It looked like full control for Liquid.
Yeah, everyone's just in really weird positions there, but OC does connect onto Grim, and now we have a 2v1 in favor of Liquid, but JT has been very solid, especially on the shots, and this being so maybe he can do this, and there you go. OC, his latest victim. Now he's going to fake the defusal. He doesn't have a kit, so he has to get this quickly, but it still won't be enough time because the bomb already reached sub 10 seconds. So at least JT takes 2 more frags, 4K on the round, but doesn't have the opportunity to win it.
Still, banger JT round.
Yes.
Banger JT round. 4K for him. Retrieves the AWP. Does a ton of damage onto Liquid. And if Complexity are going to crack back into this, you know, they're going to need some rounds like that. Maybe even just a little better. Just a little better. We'll see here in a moment. As Complexity will be able to put some stuff around that AWP. It's not great. It's Deegs, but we have seen those Deegs rip. Looking at Floppy. Looking at Grim. Looking at Bang. Pop off with the Deegs. Grim Deeg. Once upon a time was one of the best in the night. I still believe in the power of the Grim Deeg. But what I don't believe in is the ability to do much when you completely lost B site, and Nitro has slipped through with the bomb.
Not much invested into the round. I think the only important piece to take out of this is Junior's op. The other 4 can go in with the Deagles and try to find some headshots, and Junior can stay on the flank and try to see if in the end, it's not going to happen. Everyone going down here as they try to charge into the site, and Junior and Floppy with the body armor, the op and the Deagle. He's going to back off here and try to save. Oh no, Junior's exposed here. He has to get the heck out of dodge. Now they know where he is, so they're going to chase. Naf finds Floppy and Shocks gets Junior no op saved on forward. He'll still be able to buy one, or at least JT could drop him one so he can get more utility. Either way, good job by Liquid to hold on to that site after they took it.
This is starting to look a little bleak for Cole. This is, what, 4 rounds in a row at this
5.
point? 5 rounds in a row? 5 key rounds in a row given up to Team Liquid, and now EliGE gets an opener. As Fang wanted to get aggressive, wanted to start the round off well, but again, that mid-utility means that he is totally blind up, and Liquid have every advantage in the fight. Shock's Shadow gives him away. That traitor, that pesky Shadow traitor. But look at this positioning. Look at this control. Look at EliGE's spot. He's all the way in the back lines. He's got Junior for free.
Oh,
and he might get
discipline.
more. Trigger discipline. Trigger discipline. He's going to get Grim as well. Ah! No! The no-scope 180 flick for Junior does keep that from being a catastrophe. Still, they know Junior's position now. The rotation is going to come in from his teammates, but they're a little bit slow to come out the window, John. And this... well, could be a problem. They're not there in time, so Junior dies. Naf with free reign to go hunting for him, and now it's just the donut players to try and get back through. Just the donuts, and they're not going to fancy it. They'll stay with donuts in this round and back on out.
Oh, man. Well, it's good for Liquid to win the round, but at least you knew what he was thinking, right? He's like, okay, I got to hit this headshot. I'm going to flick right over. Junior's going to go down, but sometimes it just doesn't go the way you planned, and the headshot doesn't connect, and he has to flick back. He was convinced he hit the shot, too, as Naf finds the last 2, but he was absolutely sure because he had to double take and say, wait, he's still alive, went back, and then once he tries to flick over to Junior, Junior hits the 90 no-scope, and that's it. Still, Liquid win the round. That's their 6th in a row, and they've taken the half as well on their T side. This is already posturing to be quite an impressive T side. Liquid, excuse me, not Liquid, but Complexity have to find a way back into this one, and the economy, it's not very good. I mean, you could get a couple of A1Ss and body armor.
Shh, John, we're just appreciating the ambient noises, Ancient.
All right, all right.
Just a meditation tape for the Counter-Strike age. I think Complexity could use a little meditation here. Or as Liquid says, oh, see. All right, here comes the hit. We'll see who's meditated better during that pause, who centered their energies, gathered their chakras. My bet. is on Liquid.
Yep.
I say after they've already got the initial pick. That's right. Hedging my bets, folks. And they've got the B site. And this slim round is now looking really abysmal. 9 rounds just about secured here for Liquid. They can tie this one up with a bow, and that bow might just be Fang's death. Oosh.
Even more so, EliGE gets a spray down transfer there on Junior and Grim. And that is another quick round in favor of Liquid, winning 9 of the last 10. Heading into the 14th round of this half, and Complexity just need to keep Liquid off of double digits. That's their mission right now. Just win out, and Liquid doesn't have to care about the money at all, which does help you go for the takes a little more comfortably when you're not thinking about if you're going to have a rifle next round or not. And they come out through mid. The utility's good again, but it's Junior with counter flashes coming through. It actually blinded his own teammate. That's why Fang goes down, but it does help JT get one, and Junior and Floppy get a couple. There we go. Complexity finally fend off that mid push by Liquid and leave OC and Naf in a 2v4 situation. That said, JT is on life support right now with only 1 HP left, but he has picked up the op, which we don't see him use very often. That's off the ground.
He's Bogdaning it.
Yeah.
He's taking it. He's rolling it on through. Saying, you know what? Let's see what we can do. Finally, though, Complexity managed to punish that mid play. Right?
Yeah, just counter flashes.
Yeah, Liquid have been running roughshod over them in mid this entire half, and that is so tough to deal with when you're giving up that space immediately into Ancient. It's brutal, especially with every time you try and contest it, you're losing 1 or 2 bodies. So finally, it goes the way of Complexity. It's pretty late in the day, but hey, it's something. And if they can get these last 2, they at least get a fighting chance down the stretch of this map, John.
Absolutely. I mean, Liquid is certainly going to try for something because they have the money, so there's no reason to save here. So the question is, can they come out with some sort of heroic play from either OC or NAF? And OC has been quiet so far on the T side, as you would expect for the Opera. But let's see. They are going to move their way in towards the A site, so it's a 2v2, a mini 2v2 happening here. 20 seconds left, so they're going to have to make their play quickly. Perhaps they're trying to bide their time and convince Complexity they've gone for the save. JT, nope, he's going to spot one out, and he connects with the op. That leaves only OC, and this becomes ever so unlikely as the bomb on his back and won't get the plant even out of this round. Grim finds the last one, and Complexity do indeed get a 5th.
So there they go. 5 rounds.
Yeah.
This is the bare minimum, to be quite frank, but bare minimum achieved. Double op stays up. Grim picking up that secondary again. It is interesting that this is a team that doesn't love the secondary op, where they really stay away from it, right? They want to have Junior with an op in his hands as much as possible, but they really don't touch that second op if they can help it. Still, they're going to need it here, it seems. So Grim picking that up is going to be their A anchor. That gives Junior the flexibility to move around the map, to shift around with that scope. And leaves Grim as the lone sentinel. Liquid adjusting, not going as aggressive in towards mid. Instead, they take the space outside of B to try and punish him towards the site. But with presence still in Jaguar, let's see what Floppy can do.
Speaking of double ops, my double op T side for Liquid.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
EliGE hopping.
That doesn't happen often.
No.
Usually,
it's such a filthy
usually
rifler.
shocks on secondary op.
I wonder what prompted that call. Just wanted to. It's like, you know what? We're up 9-5 on Ancient. I'm going to do
the
what
money.
I want.
Yeah.
Wonder if there's an AK in spawn. Rotate. He's in mid, though. It's a weird fight. They take with it, too, and kills are going to come through, so they may not need EliGE to do much of anything at all. Fang. Still the sight. Oh, he's down for the count, and now EliGE has also struck with that AWP, so it's all on the Grim. The other secondary up. See what he can do.
Oh.
Oh, he's been tagged. He's been spotted. It's a catastrophe, John. The Grim 1v4 AWP position known full blind. It's not happening. It's double digits for Team Liquid on the T side of Ancient. We'll be back. Time for game. And Complexity are on the ropes, man. Down 5 rounds. Now onto their T side, and they're already down a map. This could be Team Liquid booking their spot at IEM Dallas in the first Intel Extreme Masters back on NA soil in 2+ years. It's been so long, John, since we had a top-tier NA event. And I'm ready for it. My body is ready. And it seems like Liquid might be as well. Those shots won't be coming along for the ride, and neither will OC in this pistol round. They've been eliminated early. That B site may be falling. Complexity have been really dang good at these pistols. And it seems like that trend will continue.
Well, very quickly, in fact. This round is over within the first 30 seconds of it starting. Alrighty, Grim doing a good job, and JT up to 14 himself, again leading the team. And I know you mentioned, Mike, sometimes it's not really worrisome when JT's at the top of the scoreboard because he's doing a lot of entering for the squad and things like that, but I think it's starting to worry me just a little bit when I'm seeing JT at the top at the midway point, because Grim and Floppy are so very good, and to see them get silenced here is just a little bit of an alarm bell for me. We'll see if that carries forward here into these next rounds. They'd win the pistol. We'll see perhaps Liquid have something up their sleeves on this force by MP9, CZ, Deagle, 5-7, and Scout in their hands.
I do also just want to have a quick message to everyone in Twitch chat. Every time someone calls me cringe, I grow in power. So please keep it up. It's actually my food. My food is being called cringe by Twitch chat.
Oh my god.
Num 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 num. Molding chatters. Num 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 num. Shocks. His food is MP9 kills. Let's see if he can feast here. Gets one. It's a snack. It's a morsel. And he's got more. That's a full meal here. Site's been lost. It's a 2-on-2, but an expensive one at that. Nitro's just going to go through. Nitro's just going to go through. Oh. Floppy dodges. Floppy dodges. +5 evasion. He gets around that one. It is going to be Complexity to rock this through. It's one of those rounds where, yeah, maybe you'd like it to look a little cleaner. But you know what? They'll take that however they can get it.
Yeah, it was like +5 evasion, -5 aim. But I don't know. Nitro couldn't really find his crosshair there. And, of course, just some good movement as well on the other end. Either way, that was only a very messy buy from Liquid that didn't pan out. And they're going to bring a similar one into this round. 2 P50s, the USP, the Scout, and the MP9 over on Complexity. They carry on forward what they had previously. It's going to be 2 Galils, 2 AKs, and the MAC-10. Fang going to be coming in here to join JT. And Liquid gambling, stacking on that A site. No one at all on B, so I'm assuming they're just going to try to go for the save if Complexity take this B site. Although they will have enough money to get a proper buy up in the next round, even if they try to go for this. And they are rotating a little bit of presence off of A. That's NAF with the P250 having a peek and a prod. See what's happening at this B site. Here comes some reinforcements, and well, that's EliGE. So they are going to full on rotate. Try to take the site back with Complexity. Already got it.
Round 8 all but secured here. Complexity to convert off the pistols, but reminder, they did this in the first half, John. Oh, love that sticker bug. Love that sticker bug. They did this in the first half, right? They started 3-0, if I'm not mistaken. And then things fell apart.
Yep.
So we're going to see a lot more than just the pistol round and the conversion off.
It's actually strange how well Complexity is doing on pistol rounds, and it's not being converted into more powerful performances afterwards.
Money made there off of the SMG for Fang. That they'll be very comfortable headed forward here for Complexity. Some cashola stored up. It's nice to do. It's nice to do for the squad, for the team. But here's where we really get an idea of how this half is going to look. The investments coming through from Team Liquid. And in particular, I'm looking at that op on OC. He has not been that loud in the first half. But this is where he thrives, laying down the law with a big scope. It's a prime opportunity for him now, and going to attempt to do just exactly that. Once again, Shocks is having a really good game. Shocks is having a banger series, to be quite frank. I think he may just be top of the board across 2.
I think he is.
And there's another.
Gets JT, yeah, like you said. 5v4 in favor of Liquid right off the docket, and Shox makes it still a man advantage. Even though he goes down and OC's right there to get the immediate trade, this is full control for Liquid now. Junior and Floppy will have a clear path, in fact, to the B site, should they decide to be bold enough to charge on through. They're going to get a flash thrown over. And Naf is in Jaguar. And
the bomb can get caught.
Maybe.
Go. Oh, that was nearly so bad. Junior had to get in towards site. I think this is going to be a bomb plant, but the retake's going to be swift. You can see they're even being very calm about it. OC holding back just for that play. Floppy gets caught. He's down and out. And now OC's just going to make sure that no one can get into those back lines, and it's all on to Junior being forced in towards the site. The rest of Liquid will come thundering on in, happy to take that trade, happy to take that round, happy to get their first gun round on the board.
And the trend continues for Complexity in the wrong direction. After winning 2 rounds off the pistol round victory, they lose the 4th. Let's see, though. They still will have enough to buy up AKs and even Junior get the AWP should he choose to, but instead, no. They're going to go for AKs across the board. They don't want to run that op on T side, and I can't say I necessarily mind it because it's not as easy as you might think on a map like Ancient. Liquid, on the other hand, they've got the op in OC's hands. 2 AKs picked up from the previous rounds, and 2 A1S. His utility is going to come out very quickly on the Complexity side, but Liquid has the response of using the Molotovs in the smoke, and JT is going to get tagged down to 38 as he's making his way down Snake to join up with that mid push, but Shox hides his presence long enough to go in on the flank against JT and get the headshot. He continues to be an important piece here for Liquid. And now he's going to throw that smoke to guys off visibility from Floppy. So this is just a very good play, both in terms of utility and the firepower from Shox. Finally goes down. It's just lucky from Floppy. It connects through the smoke, but he takes a lot of damage. That engagement down to 9 HP. Although the B site is ripe for the taking with only 1 player here. That is Naf. Does he have a chance to catch him off guard? Yes, but he doesn't connect for enough damage to find a frag.
We've learned some critical things from this series. Low players. That nade could have been huge. I'll talk about them later because it seems like this retake may be going quick. If only they had more APs. But they don't. So the bomb's down. And they're sending Nitro all the way around. Or rather, I guess Nitro is sending himself all the way around on a long journey. So that's going to slow this retake right down. EliGE wants to go ahead of it. He's not going to have his teammate, but he is going to have Floppy dead in the second as well. EliGE snappy on the low HP players. Eliminates them, exterminates them. Now they can wait for the backstab from Nitro to come in. But they got the Molotov. They can deny the peek. It's going to have to be the spam lineup. Otherwise, well, this could be disaster. The Molotov burns one. They get the next as well. And Liquid, patient in that retake, and it's perfection.
What a little sequence there by EliGE. Just pops and says, you know what? I think I can do this myself. And he does that indeed. Flicks around to find not 1, but 2 frags, and then even deals the killing blow at the end of it. Fantastic Molotov, by the way. Thrown into cave. It just burned down the second to last player there to an itty-bitty crisp. And, of course, that 4-round lead is back in action here for the Liquid side. Oof, I don't know. If I'm Complexity, I'm getting a little bit nervous now.
I mean, yeah. I think they've been nervous.
Yeah.
I think they've been nervous since they lost the last map, 16-14, right? That's when it's like, this might not be our day, guys.
Yeah, we needed our map pick.
Now, reminder, folks. Shox. The reminder might be that Shox is about to kill a bunch of people here again. And that flashbang is good. He knows the player's in the corner. This could get awkward, but he's good for it. 3K for Shox. The reminder is that Shox kills everybody. But this is not elimination. This is the upper bracket final, so whoever loses here will take on the winner of EG Godsend. Has that game been resolved at this point? No, but Godsend are very close. Around that point. Series is at that. And Liquid are racing to join them.
Wow. Yeah, Godsend is just playing that well. Won the first map 16-6, and then, well, very close to winning Vertigo 16-12. We'll have to wait and see if that one ends immediately, or perhaps they're bound for overtime. You can't always count EG out of it, even when their backs are against the wall. Back to this one, though. Liquid, 3 in a row to respond to that 3-round win streak that Complexity opened up this half with, and they've erased any gains that Complexity managed to earn. JT, As the AK here, he's looking up Snake. And Shock's just been so good at applying pressure here, but they're expecting it now. They see the smoke come out, and they're like, no, 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 Shocks, you get back into that, back into Jaguar. And Shocks is still not going to tuck his tail back in there, and finally he does. Down to 41, he will retreat and take some cover, playing a more passive hold on that B site. Bomb is hanging back very passively here, Mike.
Yeah.
I believe Complexity just want to see how much ground they can gain before committing.
Well, I think Junior's also making sure that no push comes in through B main, right? And then he's presumably going to set up some of the utility. He's talked about it before. He does throw a lot of the util for his teammates.
He does.
So that's what he's going to do here. Right now he's watching the fly out for guest. Yeah, here comes the sets. Here comes the nades. Here comes the maneuver in towards site. But look at EliGE. Look at EliGE. He's just worked his way in the window. He has such a good feel for this. Is he spotted out by Junior? No, I don't think so. They come back to try and clear it, but EliGE is already on the scene, and now they have cave lost. That's going to make it so hard to plant with the spam coming through. EliGE trying to find the angs, and the nade is chunky, but it's Nitro instead to bring them down, and it's a shutdown. It's a complete denial. It starts with EliGE's flank. It ends with a bevy of kills, and that's 14 for Liquid.
Oh my goodness. What a rotation from Liquid to regain that space, and the shots just on point. Nitro through the smoke, just spamming the angle, connects on 2, and EliGE is EliGE. He's back to his usual form at 100 plus ADR, 24 frags on the board. The better news, as you mentioned, Mike, is that Shocks is actually ahead of him in both ADR and frags. 25 frags and 117 ADR. Shocks is rolling back the years here.
He's looking dang good. I mean, through 2 maps as well, so it's not, you know, just one fluker. He's just having a great day, and this is looking like a massacre. The pad and the stats is Nitro. Finds one. EliGE perhaps going a bit greedy there, but at this point, losing kills just doesn't really matter. They have so much cash. Team Liquid are so confident. They're just rolling through Complexity again and again, as once again, this half, once the guns have come out, there's just been nothing doing for Complexity. They've converted off the pistols in both halves, and they've gotten little to nothing outside of it. It's kind of bonkers when you think about it.
It's strange. It goes against like Counter-Strike logic in a lot of ways, because, you know, usually winning those pistol rounds means that you'll be largely in part in control of the matches, but it seems to be the only thing Complexity's getting.
It just makes the win that much more impressive for Liquid, and again reminds us that Complexity really needs to figure out this Ancient if they're going to keep leaving it in the pool, because everyone is bringing it to bear against them now. So, yeah, it's an interesting quandary for Complexity to figure out. In the meantime, JT, nice spray down there, despite being blinded. Might just keep this one in whack, and suddenly 3 kills come through. Maybe Liquid's overconfidence comes back to bite them, as now the B site is ripe for the taking, and Complexity will do exactly that. This bomb's going down. While Liquid have come to the precipice of glory, the precipice of a spot at IEM Dallas. They can practically taste the barbecue here, John. They're already checking their boot sizes. A nice fine pair of cowboy boots. I feel like... Oh, okay, Nitro. Nitro wants that barbecue already. That bomb's taken away, but he's hungry. He can smell it. An OC. They got infinite cash, but yeah, there's no sense throwing this off away. What's going to say? I feel like Shocks. Snakeskin boot guy. That's my vibe. That's my vibe. I feel like he could do with a pair of rattleskin boots.
We'll have to ask him.
I'm just telling you right now, if anyone from Team Liquid is listening to this cast, I want a content piece of, if you guys go to IEM Dallas, of Shocks shopping for a 10-gallon hat and a pair of cowboy boots. I want that. And a big belt buckle, too, to complete the image.
I think he could rock it for sure.
Yeah, I think he would. I think he'd look great, to be honest. I want Shocks decked out in full Texas glory. Then feed him ribs. He's been to Dallas before, but we got to get the full NA pumping.
I don't know. You're feeding someone from France ribs. I'm not sure how they're going to feel about that, to be honest
Dallas
with you.
is a great town. There's some good food in Dallas.
We
used to, I mean, Global Challenge used to always be in Dallas, right? So we spent a long time there. A few really good spots. So.
Fair enough.
Top tier recommend.
You're talking about competing with French cuisine, Mike.
That's true, but it's very different. It's very different. Barbecue,
True.
fine French dining, different things. But Shocks talked. I was watching a content piece at some point. He talked about being a big fisherman. So, you know, Shocks can get on down with it. It's not exactly the same thing. I like it. I like it. Naf likes his odds here in mid, but it's only one gun. That opens up the site quite a bit. And once again, the exchanges are coming through. Shocks doing his best to lock down B, but they've gone the other way. Maybe a bit too far. The other way is that'll leave Junior and JT to try and keep the hopes of this team alive. And as I recall, J&J clutch was how Overpass ended, with him not able to bring it through. So now a chance at redemption, perhaps. We've got to do it now. We've got to make it happen. And all the eyes from Liquid are on the right spot. It's over. EliGE shuts them down. That is going to be Team Liquid booking their spot in the Intel Extreme Masters Dallas. They're moving on through. They're our 1 seed from the NA closed qualifier. They're taking that spot. They're going to get them the barbecue. They're going to get them all of the flavors, the cowboy boots, the hats, everything you could possibly want, as they're going to show up in front of that home crowd.